How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper, and my goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading whether the price is going up or down. Bitcoin transactions soar as ordinals barrel past 2.5 million and notch a new daily record. The daily number of inscriptions made through ordinals on Saturday totaled around 223,000. This is well over 200,000 in a single day, and this is the highest it's had in a single day so far. In April alone, the daily record for the number of inscriptions was shattered 4 times in just April. So we're continuing that record here in May, and we've just begun. This included a 72,000 one, 190,000 on April 23rd. So we managed to break 2 different ones just there. They don't mention the other 2. But at the time, the number of Bitcoin transactions neared levels not seen in several years as well. So these ordinals are helping bring some action into the blockchain. The 7-day average of daily Bitcoin transactions was at its highest this week since December 2017. So if you look here, this is this week, and way back here is the 2017 area that they're talking about. So we haven't had, it's been just slightly losing activity over the years, but due to ordinals, it's starting to gain activity, and very rapidly. So hopefully this rapid incline doesn't end up being a rapid decline like we had here. The tides began to shift last month as people discovered ordinals could be used to create fungible tokens on Bitcoin in a way that's analogous to what we can do on Ethereum. So because of those BRC20 tokens, that's really making ordinals take off, which makes sense because you have way lower transaction fees on Bitcoin than you're going to see on Ethereum. Godfather of AI leaves Google to save us from AI. Geoffrey Hinton, an artificial intelligence pioneer known as one of the godfathers of AI, resigned from his position at Google so he could openly express his concerns about how AI could cause significant harm to the world. Hinton fears that the technology could be used irresponsibly, unleashing unintended consequences. Hinton is worried that the competition between tech giants like Google and Microsoft to create the most advanced AI will result in a global race that would not stop without some form of worldwide regulation, which we kind of already saw somewhat of. His potentially belated move has many comparing him to J. Robert Oppenheimer, the physicist professor that was credited with making the atomic bomb. One of the immediate problems that Hinton highlights is the proliferation of fake images, videos, and text online, which could make the truth increasingly difficult to discern for the average person. He also says that AI may alleviate some of the monotonous work, but can also eliminate more jobs than anticipated, disrupting our social balance. And finally, they are worried that AI will outpace human intelligence and impact the effect it could have on our own development. So we may quit progressing ourselves if we become too reliant on these machines. Ohio man steals 21 million in Bitcoin from brother, gets 4 years in prison. Gary James Harman of Ohio was sentenced to 4 years and 3 months in prison for stealing 712 Bitcoin that belonged to his brother, the U.S. Department of Justice has announced. The 712 Bitcoin in question was taken by Harman after the arrest of his brother in February 2020. His brother was arrested in 2020 for operating a coin mixing service called Helix, which processed over 350,000 Bitcoin between 2014 and 2017, and partnered with several darknet markets. As a part of the prosecution, law enforcement seized several assets, including a cryptocurrency storage device that they couldn't have access to initially. Gary James Harman was able to covertly send himself 712 Bitcoin from that device by recreating the Bitcoin wallets with his brother's credentials. So, obviously he got caught, and now he's getting in trouble for trying to hide some money that was taken for an ongoing investigation against his own brother. So, onto the charts. Bitcoin dominance. I was on the daily. Don't know why we went to the hourly. But we did take a major nosedive here. Our stochastic is starting to fall away. RSI is starting to fall away. Momentum's starting to curl, and we're getting a red dot. So not too good of a setup there. Money flow is pointing down. VWAP has crossed bearish. So overall, I'd say we're pretty bearish, and this is the rounding top that I warned about. Nope, we did skip total. Our total did not pump, so the money did not go from Bitcoin to Ethereum. So it's likely going into stablecoins as people are worried, or possibly even out of exchanges or out of crypto. As we covered last night, that a lot of people are running out of money. So as people start to run out of money, they're going to start to sell some stuff that they don't have to have. And unfortunately, sometimes that's assets. RSI is pointing down, stochastic is pointing down with a bearish cross. Money flow is about to cross bearish, and our VWAP is heading down. Our momentum's starting to curl down with a red dot that could confirm. So the daily here on our everything but Bitcoin and Ethereum is not looking good. Over on Bitcoin, we've pretty much crashed right into our golden pocket. Got rejected by that point value area high here. We are getting a manipulation next. We broke from that symmetrical triangle. RSI and stochastic are pointing down together. Momentum's pointing down with a red dot that could confirm, so not very good because it just peaked up. Our money flow is heading out, and our VWAP is bearish and heading down currently. So overall, everything's pretty bearish looking. This is a bit of a pretty brutal rounding top as we rejected our value area high. We almost broke our point of control, and we were well on our way to the value area low, so we almost got a real quick volatile move down, which, if you don't know why that is, it's because we're in this golden pocket zone. See my Fibonacci video if you want to learn more about that. So over on the 4 hour, we are kind of just falling away here. We did try to come back to support, and we got rejected after breaking through it. So we were not able to reclaim that area. RSI is heading up. Stochastic's trying to head up. Money flow's trying to head up. And our VWAP's trying to head up. The momentum looks like it's still coming down. It somewhat wants to curl, but we probably have a few candles before that'll happen. Over on the 2 hour, we're getting a double green dot here on our momentum. So that is good for our momentum. Money flow is crossing bullish. VWAP is starting to head up. Our stochastic's heading up with a good bullish cross. And our RSI is starting to head up as well. So overall, we're looking pretty decent on the 2 hour to get some sort of a push forward. Maybe we'll come back, retest this support resistance area. And if we're able to break through it, that would be good for us. Over on the 1 hour, our stochastic is running up pretty good. RSI is trying to run up, but even though it has all the strength, it's not really going anywhere right now. Our VWAP looks like it could start to curl out. Our money flow was trying to head up, but it's trying to curl away from the neutral zone. Our momentum is trying to come up with a double green dot, but the way that money flow is trying to curl, that has me worried that we could see a red dot and validate it soon. So, on to the futures. We did fill our gap that we had and created a new one because Bitcoin just loves to do that lately. So what we've seen lately is a gap gets created after filling a gap, and then we run up, and then we go fill our gap. So we may see another little session where everyone thinks they're going to break through 30K, and then we could come crashing down again. So over on graph, we are falling away from our pattern. Starting this breakdown, RSI is starting to point down, stochastic's starting to fall down, money flow is starting to fall away, VWAP's starting to fall away, and our momentum's starting to curl away after trying to curl up. So not too good on the daily there. RSI on the 4 hour is trying to point up with a green dot. Excuse me quick. As I get myself full of water. Stochastic is trying to run up. Our money flow is trying to go pretty flat here. It did try to break through that neutral zone, but it got rejected. And since that rejection, it has been trending down, so I'd watch that. Momentum is coming down, but it looks like it could try to curl up, so we may try to push back up. But with the way that everything else is looking, it looks pretty beat down. I'd watch very closely. Over on the 2 hour, we are getting a double green dot here in our momentum. Our stochastic is running up. RSI is trying to run up, so that could help propel us forward. Our money flow is trying to curl up, same with the VWAP. So we do have some potential for the 2 hour to try and push forward here, but we're going to have to need that to continue and not reject at the neutral zone. And then not just sputter out after it breaks through the neutral zone. If we just get to the neutral zone, sputter out, and fall right through, that doesn't do us very good. Our RSI is overall losing on the 1 hour, but it's currently trying to head up not very strongly, kind of wavering around. Stochastic's trying to head up pretty strongly. Our VWAP is trying to head up, but it's somewhat starting to curl off. It is in the bullish zone. It is pretty decent, but I would watch out if it does start to curl. Our money flow is trying to come back up. It did get rejected a few candles ago, but we'll have to see if it can break through this time. Our momentum does have a double green dot here and is trying to curl up. So we're going to have to see if that momentum can push forward and that money flow can help carry us through. Otherwise, if that money flow starts to flop, we may see that VWAP or momentum start to curl off as well as these other indicators. Over on Anchor, we are falling away from that value area low toward our other value area low. We did fill this wick from a few days ago, so far we're heading pretty much where I kind of warned about. Our RSI is overall heading down and starting to aggressively curl out. Stochastic has a bearish cross and is starting to head down, and it doesn't really have much room to fall, so we're going to have absolutely no strength soon. We're just barely above the neutral. The neutral is 30, which is about here, so not too far from that neutral zone. If we break that, we'll give the bulls control. See my stochastic and RSI video if you're not familiar with how those work. Our momentum is starting to curl away with a red dot, so that could bring us down. Our momentum, rather. So that momentum could bring us down with that red dot if it does confirm. And we may touch this value area low. And if we do, if we break through it and start sighting new red candles, that would not be good for us and we could fall away from it. But if we start getting green candles, then that could help push us forward. Over on the 4 hour, our momentum is somewhat trying to round. VWAP's trying to head up. Money flow doesn't know where it wants to be. Our stochastic looks like it wants to try and get another bullish cross, but the last one didn't really go anywhere. And the RSI was heading up with a green dot, kind of like it is right now, so I wouldn't put too much weight on it. Price action is overall slipping away. Don't really see any pattern on the 4. Kind of just curling away. Don't have like a head and shoulder we could draw unless you want to say this is a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. Then our neckline would be here and could drag us lower. RSI is trying to head up. Stochastic's trying to head up. VWAP's trying to head up. It is currently bearish though. Our money flow is just riding that neutral zone just above the bullish territory. And our momentum looks like it wants to curl up. It did get a green dot that got invalidated, but we are getting signals we could try to curl with a new green dot soon. Oh, sorry, that was the 3 hour. Over on the 2 hour, we are getting that green dot. We are getting that curl. Money flow is pretty flat though. VWAP's trying to break bullish. Stochastic's trying to make a bullish cross, and RSI is trying to point up. But with the money flow starting to flatten out, that has me slightly worried. Over on the 1 hour, money flow overall is leaching out. It is trying to head up currently. Stochastic's heading up, but it looks like we are at a zone where we could start to curl and lose strength. Our RSI is starting to curl off already, so not too good of a look here. Our VWAP is trying to push forward, so that's about the only real bullish thing we have besides the double green dot on our momentum. Over on XRP, we're pretty much just zigzagging around still in this little range. We did have this little triangle that we got a little baby break from, and now we're coming back down toward it. So this could be more of a bear flag. at which point that would take us lower. Just going to draw it real quick so it might not be perfectly straight here. So that could break us through that support level that I've been warning about for a while. RSI is starting to make a bearish cross. RSI is starting to head down. Our money flow is in the bearish territory, or bullish territory, sorry. But it's not looking too good because it just keeps flip-flopping above that neutral zone. Our VWAP is heading down and currently is in the bearish zone, and our momentum did curl away with a red dot. Over on the 4 hour, our RSI is heading up, stochastic's trying to head up, VWAP's trying to make a bullish cross. Our money flow is struggling to get above the 7, so it may start to taper in this area. We're going to have to watch if it actually holds and actually pushes forward from here. Our momentum is trying to make a curl with a green dot that could confirm, so we do have that could help us. So we are looking slightly bullish here on the 4 hour. That could help us break away from this. And kind of, like I said, no patterns. Like I've said before, no pattern is 100% guaranteed. They all have a probability of both sides. It's just some patterns have a higher probability on a bullish side or a bearish side. So you just got to play the odds. Our RSI is trying to head up, stochastic's trying to head up, VWAP's trying to head up, money flow overall is heading down. We are struggling to get past this 4 right now. Our momentum wants to get a double green dot that could push us forward after having a red dot that kind of pulled us away from the last one. So we'll have to see if this can help propel us forward. Over on the 1 hour, our stochastic is running up, but our RSI is starting to curl, so that's not too good. Our VWAP is starting to round off just above this bullish territory, so that's not too strong. We could start to give up some strength to the bears and then possibly test the neutral zone. Our money flow is trying to break bullish, but it keeps getting rejected from the neutral zone. We do have a bullish divergence on the momentum with a double green dot that is trying to push us forward, but it looks like it's starting to curl off, so we could start to push away from that if we're not careful, especially since the money flow can't get bullish and the RSI is starting to curl. Last but not least, for algo, we are somewhat falling away here. That can go away. RSI is falling down, stochastic's starting to curl off, money flow struggling to go anywhere, and our momentum is starting to get a red dot that could confirm, so that could be a signal of some further downside for us. We did break this zone here, so our next zone is going to be around the 16.2 area that I warned about. Over on the 4 hour, our RSI is trying to head up with a green dot, stochastic looks like it wants to make a bullish cross. Our money flow is struggling to make any sort of trend, and our VWAP is trying to break bullish, but it keeps getting rejected. Our momentum wants to curl up, but it keeps sharply coming out, so we're going to have to see if we can actually get a green dot that can actually confirm and get some momentum behind it. Over on the 2 hour, we have a double green dot here on our momentum, and it is trying to head up. Money flow is trying to break bullish, VWAP slightly bullish, our stochastic has a bullish cross, and our RSI is heading up with a green dot. So we look okay here. Price action is overall slipping, so we have a slight down channel here, which down channels are bullish patterns, so that could help press us forward. Over on the 1 hour, our stochastic is heading up, RSI is heading up, our VWAP's heading up, money flow's struggling to get bullish. It wants to head up, but it's starting to flatten out. And our momentum's getting a double green dot that could help push us forward. So we're going to have to see if we can get some momentum. Everything's looking pretty lackluster tonight. If we don't get some momentum soon, then it's likely we could see some of these further bearish patterns that we've covered, or bearish targets. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a great night.